Hey, what's going on, guys? This is AndrewChicken, and welcome back to another video. Paladins just released a brand new item store, as I'm sure you all know by now. The patch has been out for about a week now, and we've been talking about it for even longer. And there are a lot of really crazy items worth discussing that people have been talking about and strategizing on how to use. One of the items that has drummed up the most conversation and discussion is the brand new item Hoard, which is an item that is unlike anything we've ever seen before in Paladins, because Hoard is an item that allows you to spend money in order to make money. If you buy Horde, it will help you passively generate credits throughout the match and give you additional credits on getting an elimination. And this opens up a whole new world of strategies that people have been exploring. For example, you can buy Horde and then max out a bunch of really expensive items a lot quicker. But is Horde really worth it? Is it worth taking up an extra item slot to potentially max out some of the more expensive items? Does Horde even pay itself off? Is this item even good at all, or is it just hot garbage? Well, that's what we're going to be answering in today's video, so strap in, because we've got a lot to discuss. So first, we're going to answer, does Horde even pay itself off? And, well, to do that, we're going to have to break out the calculator. Oh no, God, not the math. Oh, it's so scary. No, it's actually quite simple. So, if you want to see if Horde will pay itself off, we just have to do some very basic math. So, Horde at level 1 will generate 10 credits every 15 seconds, and it costs 150 credits. So, if we type in 150, because that's the price of the item, and then divide it by 10, because that's how many credits we get each time Horde procs, you'll see that we need 15 ticks of Horde in order to fully pay off level 1. And then if we multiply that by 15 seconds, you'll see that it takes us 225 seconds to fully pay it off, or just under 4 minutes, which is a very reasonable time for the item to pay itself off. If you buy Horde 1 at the start of the match, you will still definitely be in the match by the time Horde pays itself off, and then everything from there is pure profit. But of course, the pure profit is not going to be nearly as great as it would be if you bought level 3. So if we do 60 seconds, divided by 15, because that's how many times it'll proc in a minute, you'll see that we only get 4 procs a minute, or about 40 credits a minute. And if we multiply that out by, let's say, 10 minutes, we'll only get 400 credits in 10 minutes, which is enough to upgrade one tier 1 item, or potentially 2 tier 1 items if you're buying the cheaper items, or if you are upgrading one of the cheaper items, you can get a tier 2 of a cheaper item. So it's not a huge amount of credits, but it is still bonus credits that you'll be getting that the enemies potentially won't have if they don't buy Horde, and that can be very, very valuable. But when we get to the higher tiers of Horde, that's where things really start to get interesting. So tier 2 Horde costs 450 credits in total. We have the 150 from tier 1 plus the 300 from tier 2. So if we type in 450 credits, divide that by 10, we need 45 ticks of Horde to pay this off. But Horde now ticks every 10 seconds, so we can actually just multiply that back by 10, and it takes us 450 seconds in order to fully pay this off, which is about 7.5 minutes. So this will take substantially longer to actually fully pay itself off than the tier 1 Horde. But of course, everything past that will be pure profit, and it'll be a lot more pure profit than tier 1 Horde. If we do 60 divided by 10, that is now 6 procs of Horde per minute, or 60 credits per minute, or 600 credits every 10 minutes. So this is enough to fully buy just tier 2 Chronos. That's pretty nice. But yeah, it will take substantially longer for you to pay this item off. Now bear in mind, again, we're not talking about the additional credits you get on elimination. If you're getting a lot of eliminations, the time for this item to pay itself off will be cut down by quite a lot. So do bear that in mind. If you're playing a character who gets a lot of eliminations, like a support such as Genos, or just a DPS or flank who's fragging out, yeah, this item will pay itself off much quicker. But at the end of the day, this item, all of a sudden at tier 2, will be a lot harder to justify if you buy this item, let's say, mid-game, or you're buying this item in a match where you're stomping, you're getting stomped, or you're in a game mode that simply doesn't go on for that long. Like, let's say you're playing Payload. Well, Payload rounds only last for 7 minutes. So yeah, this item basically will not pay itself off. Even if you are getting eliminations, you're still only going to pay this item off towards the very end of the round. So, yeah, it's a lot harder to justify then, and if you are going to go for this higher tier of Horde, you have to get it at the start of the match, or not at all. That's how you have to play this out. But here's where things get really spicy. Let's take a look at Tier 3 Horde. So this item costs 900 credits in total. We have the 450 credits from Tier 2 plus an additional 450. So this item will then take 90 ticks to pay itself off, but those ticks happen now every 5 seconds. Or 450 seconds to pay the item off. Wait a minute, isn't that exactly the same as Tier 2 Horde? Yes. Yes, it is. It is the same as Tier 2 Horde, the same amount of time to pay itself off of 7.5 minutes. But this item will actually pay itself off slightly faster, because you get more credits from eliminations. So if you're getting eliminations, you'll actually pay this off even quicker than Tier 2 Horde. But obviously, that does come at the cost of, you have to spend those additional 450 credits, and that initial investment can take some time. At the start of a Siege match, you're only allowed 500 credits, so you can only get Tier 2 Horde at the start of the match, then you have to come up with those 450 credits from somewhere else, so it will take more time in the end, but it's basically the same amount of time to pay itself off as Horde 2. Meaning, if you're going to upgrade Horde, just go all the way. Do not stop at Tier 2 Horde. If you stop at Tier 2 Horde, you're going to be missing out on a bunch of extra credits, because now, Horde is proccing every 5 seconds, so 60 divided by 5 is 12 procs of Horde, or 120 credits every minute. Or 1,200 credits in 10 minutes. Look, we just doubled the amount of credits we get in 10 minutes. So that is huge. Horde 3 is a major upgrade over Horde 2. This will give you 2/3 of what you need for Chronos 3, bonus on top of all the regular credits you're generating throughout the match, from capturing objectives, killing enemies, dealing damage, healing, shielding, all of that. Yeah, that's a pretty massive bonus. That is very substantial and very, very nice. So, what should your strategy be when buying Horde? Well, for starters, this is an item that requires a lot of pre-planning. You can't just buy this item all willy-nilly, right? You only want to go for this if you're buying expensive items, and so you have to plan that out accordingly beforehand. If you're playing someone like a support who wants to buy some of the most expensive items in the game, like Chronos, Armor Plating, and Bloodbath, then, yeah, this item absolutely can be worth it, but you have to buy it at the start of the match. The later you buy it into the match, the less likely it is that you're going to pay this item off, and also just the less profit you're going to get. So you have to buy this item at the start, or not at all. That's how you have to do it with Horde. And also, if you plan on buying a lot of cheap items, Horde is absolutely not worth it, because Horde will be taking up an extra item slot that you would rather have something else be in instead, right? Let's say I want to buy Armor Plating, Unbound, Nimble, and Life Rip, which is very reasonable to expect in a match, of course. Horde will not help you out at all, and as a matter of fact, it will hinder you because it'll take up one of your 4 limited item slots, and you don't need a lot of extra credits to max out these items. You don't need bonus credits to max out Nimble, or Unbound, or Life Rip. These are all really cheap items. So the credit bonus won't really be as helpful as you're thinking, and that opportunity cost of taking up an item slot is just not worth it, because once your items are maxed out, you have absolutely zero purpose for credits anymore. You just don't need them. And so Horde is useless. Generating extra credits when you don't need credits? No point in that at all, right? So, yeah, do not buy Horde with cheap items. Only buy this item if you're going for multiple expensive items. And if you're in a game mode that's not super long, you do not want to go for Horde level 2 or Horde level 3, because as we saw earlier, those items take over 7 minutes to max out. If you're in payload, you're not even going to have enough time for Horde to pay itself off. Even if you are getting eliminations, it'll only pay itself off by the end of the round, like super late into the game. So Horde 3, Horde 2 would not be worth it. If you really want to buy Horde in a short match, either a Siege Stomp, or a Team Deathmatch, or a Payload match, or an Onslaught match, you should just do Horde 1. Because as we saw earlier, Horde 1 will pay itself off in less than 4 minutes, and everything after that will be pure profit. Yes, the profit will be slightly less than Horde 2 or Horde 3, but the point is, it pays itself off faster, whereas the other upgrades of Horde would still be paying themselves off, and it wouldn't actually be any profit, it would be a net negative. So keep that in mind. In general, if you're buying Horde, you should either do Horde 1 or Horde 3, right? Horde 1 will pay itself off a lot faster, and everything from that point will be pure profit. But Horde 3 pays itself off as fast as Horde 2, if not slightly faster because of the bonus credits you get on elimination, so there's no reason to just stop at Horde 2. So if you're at the start of the match and you're thinking, okay, I'm going to just do Horde 2 like that, you should be looking to upgrade this item as quickly as possible to make sure you're ramping up your credits as fast as you can. Or, yeah, just stop at Horde 1, that would work too. That would be my general advice for the strategies of building around this item. So yeah, let me know, of course, what you think about Horde in the comments section down below. Do you think this item is too strong? Too weak? Do you think it's balanced? Do you like how situational it is? Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. And also let me know what you think about my analysis. Am I on point? Did I miss something? Please, I want to hear your thoughts. But also, if you found this video to be helpful, then make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload from me. I'm going to be making a bunch of guides here at the start of the brand new season, so make sure you're staying tuned for that. I'm going to be making champion guides, item guides, all sorts of wonderful stuff, so you really don't want to miss out. Lastly, if you want to support me, please consider joining the memberships program linked down below. You can choose your price and get a bunch of perks in the process. Or if you want to do something which you're probably going to do anyways, which is buy crystals, then consider doing it at my Nexus over at nexus.gg/AndrewChicken. There you can buy crystals, mount bundles, DLC, all that wonderful stuff, and you can support me in the process. Officially partnered with Evil Mojo, it's a great way to support your favorite creator. But with all that being said, thank you guys for watching. I will see you all next time. Peace out.